Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are making sourdough English muffins that are not only super simple to make but also absolutely delicious. These muffins have that perfect tangy flavor from the sourdough starter and a soft fluffy texture that will take your breakfast to the next level. They are surprisingly easy to make at home, and today I will walk you through the entire process step by step. So grab your ingredients and let's get started. And please, I really appreciate your support. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. It really helps. Thank you so much. Before we begin making the dough, we need to feed our sourdough starter. This is a crucial step to make sure it's nice and active for our muffins. In the morning, I feed my starter with 20 grams of starter, 50 grams of water, and 50 grams of flour. Stir everything together well and let it sit for about 6 to 8 hours in a warm place. Once it's bubbly and ready, we will use 100 grams of this active starter for the dough. Now that our starter is bubbly, we can begin mixing the dough. Take a large mixing bowl and add 200 grams of water, followed by 40 grams of milk. Then add in 100 grams of active starter. Stir everything together until it's well combined. Once the liquids are mixed in, we will add 20 grams of sugar to help feed the starter, followed by 8 grams of kosher salt. Give it a quick mix and then add 360 grams of all-purpose flour. Mix it all together until everything is fully incorporated. I started with a Danish whisk, and when it became harder to mix, I switched to using my hands to finish kneading. You can also use your stand mixer if that's easier for you. The dough may be a little sticky, but that's perfectly fine. Once it's all mixed, cover the bowl with a clean cloth and let it rest for about 30 minutes. After the 30 minutes rest, it's time to knead the dough. Turn it out onto a lightly floured surface and knead it by hand for about 5 minutes. You will notice the dough becoming smoother and more elastic as you work with it. Don't use too much flour while kneading, just enough to prevent sticking. Keep kneading until you can pass the gluten window test. Once your dough is nice and smooth, form it into a tight ball and place it back into the bowl. Cover with plastic wrap and a clean cloth and let it ferment at room temperature for 12 hours. This fermentation helps the dough rise and develop that wonderful sourdough flavor. My room temperature was about 67 degrees Fahrenheit, which is perfect for this process. The next day, your dough should have doubled in size and be bubbly. Now it's time to divide it into portions. Carefully transfer your dough onto a floured surface. Try not to deflate it too much. Gently fold the dough to shape it into a log, so it will be easier to divide. For 7 muffins, each piece should weigh about 103 grams. Once divided, gently shape each piece into a ball. Don't worry about getting them perfect, just make sure they are evenly sized. Then drop each ball into cornmeal and set them aside for now. Repeat the process with the remaining dough. Once all the dough is divided, take a baking sheet and sprinkle some cornmeal on it. Then take each ball of dough and, using more cornmeal, gently flatten them with your fingers to shape them into English muffins. Place each shaped muffin onto the baking sheet and repeat the process with the remaining dough. Now cover the baking sheet and let the muffins rest for about 1 to 1.5 hours. This allows the dough to rise slightly, giving the muffins that perfect puffiness before we cook them. Meanwhile, place a cast iron skillet on low heat to preheat it nicely. Once the muffins have rested and risen, it's time to cook them. Carefully place 4 muffins into the preheated skillet, leaving space between each one. Cover the skillet with a lid, or if you don't have a big lid like me, you can simply cover it with foil. You will want to keep the heat on low to cook them slowly and evenly. Cook the first side for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, flip the muffins over and cook for another 5 minutes on the other side. When you flip the muffin, gently press it a little to even out the shape. The key is to make sure the internal temperature of each muffin reaches around 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which ensures they are cooked through and perfectly fluffy inside. Once they are done, Continue cooking until you get that perfectly light brown crust on top. Once cooked, remove the muffins from the skillet and place them on a wire rack to cool. Repeat the process with the remaining muffins. And there you have it, perfectly cooked golden brown sourdough English muffins. Let them cool for a bit and then they are ready to be enjoyed. You can toast them and add butter, jam or whatever toppings you love. I like to slice mine and freeze them so I can enjoy them fresh for breakfast later. They're so much better than store-bought and have that amazing sourdough flavor. If you try this recipe, let me know how it turned out in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more delicious recipes. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.